What are climate change and global warming, and how are they related? Go.
Climate change is a significant and lasting change in the disruption of weather patterns over a period of time ranging from decades to millions of years. And the relations between climate change and global warming is that from global warming causes climate change, and this is caused by solar radiation, volcanic eruptions and global warming. Thank you.
Good. How long was that, timekeeper? That was 33 seconds. It's always tough to go first. Give the man a round of applause. You can do the click thing if you like, if you hear that old thing. You can rip your shirt if you want to, just don't spoil that jacket. Question number 2. DUT Peter Maritzburg. Who is that? Birthday girl, Polly. The question, Polly, on your birthday, your 16th birthday, what role does human activity play in the current global warming trend? Go.
The activities that
humans play pollution, where they pollute earth by manufacturing the things from the industries, and which is smoke, which damage the ozone layers, and the land, which they litter, and the last one is water pollution, where they dump waste and chemicals from the companies, and the wastage of electricity, which causes Eskom to produce more electricity by using coal. And all these things, they cause disease at the end of the year because because all those fumes and smoke, they cause the acid rain, which damage us and cause diseases such as cancers. Thank you.
Thank you. How long was that? She took 44 seconds. Right shooting. From UCT, that's probably Trevor. Is it you, Trevor? That's me. All right, Trevor, have you got the microphone?
Yes, I do.
Trevor, the question is, for 1 minute, what are some of the impacts we can expect from climate change? Go.
Well, there's a lot of, certainly a lot of impacts, but I'm going to highlight a few. The first one is that the extremes will change. For example, the floods will, the impact of floods will be more severe. Droughts will be, like I said, so drought, storms, floods, and so forth. All of that will be impacted and will be a bit worse. So the extremes will be a bit felt worse. There will be changes in seasonal variations. Agricultural practices will be affected. The ecosystem will be affected, like your wildlife, bird life, sea life, and so forth, and even us. And more importantly, for example, in particular in Africa, the agricultural practices. For example, we depend mostly on our natural resources, so our food supply and so forth will definitely be impacted by that. Thank you.
How long was that? 55 seconds. 55 nail-biting seconds. Okay.
How's your number?
All right. From Pretoria. Is it Rion?
Yes.
Okay, Rion, have you got a mic?
I do.
All right. The question, Rion, from University of Pretoria. Should I be worried about climate change? Will it affect me personally? Go.
Yes, I should be worried about climate change because obviously we all live on the same planet. This climate change has global warming, pollution, droughts, flooding, and rapidly changing weather patterns will definitely affect all of us.
Thank you, University of Pretoria. How long was that, timekeeper? 22 pulsating seconds. Right. What can we do right now to slow climate change and make a real difference? Go.
Okay, first and foremost, we need to change our whole entire approach. All right, we need to ensure that everyone understands what climate change is and how dangerous the effects are. All right, we need to understand that every individual has a role to play. The power of one is amazing. If every person understands that they've got a significant role to play in the upliftment of our environment, then we'll see a big difference. We need to stop littering, we need to invest in planting more trees and actually really love our globe.
26 seconds. Sensational. Judges, don't be influenced by my comments, please. It's just for television. Okay. From Limpopo, we have the gorgeous, where is she? She's there. The lady with the name that I really struggle with. Something like Mama Polo. No. Mapala. It's so easy. Mapala, what's the problem? Everybody? Let's say Mapala together. 1, 2, 3. Very nice. Okay, we've got the gorgeous Mapala from Lepalali. No? That's what I said. What role can businesses play in curbing climate change? Go.
The role that businesses can play in curbing climate change is to practice environmentally friendly business practices by not harming the environment. For example, they should reduce their disposal into the ocean. When building new business ventures, they shouldn't deforestate that like they are doing right now. Mining wastage should be reduced as well. The businesses should introduce new economically friendly policies to be implemented and to be practiced in their production. Thank you.
I think they like that. We can do a little bit better. Let's give one of these. Ready and shot. Time. How much? 37 sensational, scintillating seconds. Right, from the NMMU. NMMU. That's us. Right, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Where's our man? Right. What role can governments play in addressing climate change? Go.
First and foremost, it's financial support. I think this Going Green initiative does deserve more financial support from the government to fund your local municipalities and your district municipalities so that they can carry out their Go Green initiatives. And these Go Green initiatives should be more focused on your disadvantaged communities, your low income communities, where people do not know much about this topic. And it should, and when they're doing this, it should be in a language that they understand, and it shouldn't be so complex that they do not understand this. And in the process, it will provide jobs. If there's recycling centers in those low income communities, where there's no buyback centers, where the communities can come and trade in their waste. Secondly, government should implement relevant policies and monitor and evaluation. They should report back.
Time, stop. The first one to reach the dreaded 60 seconds. Okay. That's us at the NMMU. We use every second that's available to us. Number 8, from the Vrystaat, the Free State, is LG, sponsored by Samsung. LG, have you got a mic?
Yes, I do.
Alright. Which countries contribute the most to global warming? This should be interesting. Go.
Yes. We have identified 3 countries that contribute the most to global warming and stated the possible reasons why they contribute so much. At the top of our list, we've got China. Due to its immense population, they simply produce more waste and contribute the most as they use more things due to more people. Secondly, we got the United States of America. It is considered a country as a whole, and it has high gas emissions due to its highly industrialized economy and way of working. Due to such reasons, they contribute the most and got a lot of transportational waste and CO2 fumes. Thirdly is the UK. They're for similar reasons to the United States. And above that, they simply use more electricity due to more energy heating up things due to the fact that their national climate is a cold one. Thank you.
How long was that? 58 silky seconds. Wasn't that a silky presentation? Yes, okay. Right. Getting to the sharp edge of the quiz judges, and I'm impressed with you maintaining that look. Number 9 from UWC is it Chris? Yeah. Chris from UWC. What is the, and you'll notice my Japanese pronunciation now, Kyoto. Can you all say that? 1, 2, 3. Kyoto. It's Kyoto. Just one more time, 1, 2, 3. Kyoto. Right. Chris from UWC, what is the Kyoto Protocol?
Okay, thanks.
Time. Go.
The Kyoto Protocol is an international agreement linked to the United Nations framework on climate change. Yeah, it was adopted in Kyoto, Japan in 1997, but only came into force in 2005. And it sets binding targets for about 37 industrial countries and the European Community for reducing greenhouse gas emissions. It amounts to about 5% against the 1990 levels over a 5-year period between 2008 and 2012. So, and the agreement has two facilities. It has the protocol and the convention. The protocol just brings the countries together, and the convention actually enforces that these big emitters respect the laws that they came together with. Thank you.
Thank you. It's getting tighter. That was 58 productive, sweet seconds. Good shot. Right, and finally, all the way from China is... Who's the China? Joy. Oh, it's Joy. Joy from China.
Swane.
Swane.
Yes.
Like it is not Swane, it is Swane.
Yes.
Thank you, you're never too young to learn. Please list, Joy, from Swane, all 3 of the 8 UN, please list at least 3 of the 8 UN Millennium Goals set out in the United Nations Millennium Summit. Go.
Okay, I'm going to list a few. Firstly, it's to ensure environmental sustainability, to combat HIV, AIDS, and malaria, to promote gender equality and also empower women, like we've seen our first Deputy President in South Africa. Also to develop global partnership and for development, to reduce child mortality and also to improve mental health. Now, all these goals were agreed upon by all the countries that are part of the United Nations.
How much is that? 36 very clear, very well spoken seconds. Joy, thank you. Right. We are now going to move to the wild card section. This entails each candidate sitting here representing their school, the university, even if it is from Swane, to choose one question and then to have 1 minute, any one question that they wish to choose, and to see how well they can do and impress our illustrious panel of well-dressed, very intimidating judges. Are we ready? We will go strictly in order of as we started. DUT, which question have you chosen? Dear student.
Ironically, we've chosen the previous question.
Which one is that?
It's question number 10. Please list 3 of the 8 UN milestone goals.
Alright, are you ready, timekeeper? Go.
Okay, one of the goals, the main key goal is universal education, because without education you cannot do anything. So through awareness, making people aware that that global warming is there, and then that's the way to begin. Gender equity, and it's very vital to involve everyone. It's not a male-dominated country. Females are taking over now, and it's very key to involve them in every program that is planned in the UN. And another thing, combating HIV and AIDS. As we all know that the youth of today is really struggling when it comes to control and when it comes to controlling themselves, that's too involved in sexual activities and stuff. And another thing is conducting healthy practices. As we all know that when everyone lives a healthy lifestyle, it improves your way of thinking, it improves your mentality and growth as a person.
Stop, thank you. Thank you, timekeeper. Thank you, DUT Durban. If you listen carefully, you will hear Port Elizabeth's famous wind. It will be picking up to a gale, which is rather nice, because what does it do? It cleans the air and sends it all the way up to Tswane. Nature in action. Sammy, I do think that I would like to present at this point a quick trophy, if you could just hand it over to the most intimidating judge. It's just a little gift. While we're looking, DUT from Pietermaritzburg. It's an Apple iPad holder. Okay, Sammy. Moving on, DUT Pietermaritzburg. And we are, is it Polly? Okay, birthday girl. Which one did you choose?
Question 3.
Question 3. What are some of the impacts we can expect from climate change? You have 1 minute, go.
For now, as South Africans, we are lucky due to the plates of our countries, but then we're expecting natural disasters like floods, diseases, cancer, of course, poverty due to drought, and instincts of animals. And then the ecosystem is going to be disturbed. And remember, no plants, no oxygen, no animals, no food, and we as humans are endangered. Thank you.
How long was that? 23 seconds, good. Right, from UCT, talk to Trevor. Trevor, which one have you supposed to choose?
Question number 6.
Number 6. Okay, Trevor's question, what role can business play in curbing climate change? You have 60 seconds, go.
Okay, so we've highlighted funding, so it can fund events and initiatives like this. It can fund education for people to be educated on climate change and so forth. It's building practices, what it builds and how it constructs its new buildings. Its policies, its green policies, so it can advance, that type of policies. And the last one is partnerships with community and government to ensure and enhance a better society and how they function.
That was short and sweet. 31 seconds, grand. Right, University of Pretoria in the form of a Rion. Is that correct? A Rion, you have, before you go, which one have you chosen?
Question number 8.
Question number 8 reads, which countries contribute the most to global warming? Ready? Go.
The industrialized nations contribute the most to global warming. The 3 main culprits are India, United States and China. Just by the way, United States did not sign the Kyoto Protocol.
That is the quickest answer. How many seconds? 17 seconds to the University of Pretoria.
Question 8.
Question 8, you got a mic there?
Yes.
Right. Question 8 reads, which countries contribute the most to global warming?
Yes.
Ready? Go.
Alright, as listed previously, it's the United States of America, India, Japan, as well as China. All these countries have something in common, alright? They are major global industrialized countries, and they produce in masses. So at the same time, we shouldn't just focus on these countries, because every single country does contribute to negative effects of global warming.
Thanks, Rennie. 26 seconds. Amazing how much you can say in 26 seconds, isn't it? In your opinion, which is the most sort of guilty country of messing up? China. Those for China, give me a show. Those for US, give me a show. Those for India, give me a show. Those for Lesotho, give me a show. Thank you very much. We've got Mapale from Limpopo. Mapala. Mapala. All right. Mapala. Which one have you chosen?
Question 7.
Question 7.
Yes.
What role can governments play in addressing climate change? Go.
As you all know, the role of government is to make laws, implement them, and enforce them. And lastly, to punish those who do not adhere to them. One of the laws that they have implemented addressing climate change includes the tax on carbon emission. This is to raise effective awareness on global emission and reducing climate change. Thank you.
Wow, okay. How many seconds? 22 seconds. What's the record so far? 16 seconds. How much was it? 17. All right. Sipanati from the Hiramiu. What say you? You have chosen. Question 5. Question 5 reads, what can we do right now to slow climate change and make a real difference?
There's a lot we can do at the moment. But what I think, we should emphasize on it is education, awareness, in schools, in our communities, and it should be often enough, that where people understand this information. And each one of us is a cause of global warming, and each one of us can do one small thing to mitigate this problem. A zero carbon emission, a zero carbon footprint is something that can be achievable. Thank you.
Right, how many seconds is that? 29. 29 seconds to Sipanate. LG from Freestad.
Question 1.
Question 1 reads, what are climate change and global warming, and how indeed are they related? Go.
Global warming is the rise in average temperature of the Earth's atmosphere as a whole. And climate change will be has two definitions. Firstly is the significant and statistical disturbance in weather patterns that occur around the Earth. And secondly, it is the average increase in weather temperatures that occur or decreases depending by region. How do these two recur or relate to each other? They relate to each other as they affect each other into growing to something worse. By having climate change, which will result in eruptions, in volcano eruptions, it will make the Earth's temperature hotter. And by making the Earth's temperature hotter, it will rise the sea levels. Thank you.
Thanks, LG. How many seconds? 48 seconds. Good. UWC. Chris.
Yeah, thanks. I chose question 7. What role?
Question 7.
Yeah. What role can governments play in addressing climate change?
I think you're going to have to speak up a bit, Chris. Okay. 7. Go.
Yeah, as we all know, governments play a major role in addressing climate change. Yeah. So what I'm just looking at the moment is the term of office of governments. There are good plans that governments have, but once the term of office are short, the precedent rulers usually do not continue what the laws that have been put in place by the former ones. So the implementation should be considered, and the patterns in which the implementation should be considered should be consistent. Yeah, and they shouldn't allow new leaders to change what had been implemented by the former ones. And for instance, the green carbon economy, which is now being adopted by most developing countries by the major emitters,
Thank you.
consider.
That's it. Thank you, Chris. Joy from Swanet.
Yes. Number 3.
Number 3 reads, what are some of the impacts we can expect from climate change? Go.
Okay. Some of the negative impacts that we are going to experience are droughts, because we're not going to have enough to plant, and then we are already experiencing also high temperatures, acid rain, which affects the environment negatively, and also in the long run we're going to experience pole shifting, where glaciers melt, and also that causes high sea levels. Another thing is deforestation, as well as animal extinction.
32 seconds. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, I think if you have been under pressure and you sit in the front here, it's very different to sitting in your seat, isn't it? So, shall we try the hand beat? Very good, very good. Thank you very much, team. What's going to happen now is the judges will deliberate. They may even want to go outside and deliberate. They are going to keep the outcome an absolute secret. They will consult then with our chair, and the winner will be announced tonight. So, gentlemen and ladies, one of you will be called up to come and receive the floating trophy. You know what the floating trophy is? You know that cistern that you get inside the toilet, that thing that floats? It's one of those. Okay, so you guys really have to make sure you look like $1 million tonight. You've got to really, you might even, if you're a man, you might even want to consider asking for that jacket. Alright guys, thanks very much. Please, back to your seats. You've been great, you've been good sports. Thank you so much.
Demonstrating the difference between incandescent globes and CFLs. If we switch this on, you can see it's a 60 watt incandescent and it uses about 0.23 amps. If we compare that to a 14 watt CFL, which gives the equivalent light to a 60 amp, it's using 0.05 amps. Then if we go to a 100 watt incandescent, it's going up to 0.39 compared to an 18 watt CFL, which is equivalent to 100 watts in lighting. It's 0.07. The other difference between these two, if you look at this as more of a yellow sort of glow compared to the white one, this is a cool white or a winter white, and this is a warm white. A lot of people don't like CFLs. They say it doesn't give enough light, and that's because they're using the warm white. They're not using the cool white. Okay. We move over here to the shower head unit. This shows the difference between, this is a normal shower head, 27 to 30 liters of water a minute, in comparison to an energy efficient shower head, which uses 7 to 9 liters of water a minute. We can switch the system on. The specific one is an aerated system, so it's pushing air out with the water, and that's giving you savings. But by changing to an energy efficient shower head, you can save up to 70% of your water. Because you're saving water, you're also saving electricity. You can just look here, you see the difference between the two. And then if we move over to the other demonstration. It's just a little mini unit of a solar system. The other alternate to solar that we've got that can save energy is heat pumps. And basically, if you look at your hot water in your home, your energy costs, 40% of your electricity cost is made up by hot water heating. And you can save between 67 to 70% by installing either a solar or a heat pump system into your home. And they both, they're rebated, you get an Eskom rebate from accredited suppliers and accredited systems.